Hello Saviors and welcome, my name is Seivar24 and today I'm going to be doing another reaction video to Screw Attack's Death Battle. Now, last time I ended up doing a reaction video, it was a few days late, and this one's going to be kind of the same, but not quite as late as the last one. I ended up saying that when this video was going to come out, I was going to do a reaction video to it on the day it came out, but it's already a few days past, so oh well. Not like I can really do anything about it now. However, it was a matter as to circumstances. I had a lot of other games going on at the time, some new stuff that was being presented to me, and then, of course, there was the matter of fact that I didn't receive the notification that it was up for a little while. But now it's here, and I'm ready to watch it. So this situation, the death battle, is going to consist of Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII, the arch rival to Cloud, and Devil May Cry, Virgil, the brother of Dante and rival to him as well. This is going to be an excellent battle where the characteristics of magic versus mayhem, as the devil's son goes up against the destructive character from Final Fantasy. I'm not even sure how to describe Sephiroth perfectly, but you know what? He's going to be a character who utilizes materia versus a character who is a demi-demon. A Nephilim, I think, is what he was supposed to be called. Not entirely sure if that's the accurate thing. Wasn't too big on the Devil May Cry. Only played one game. Never even really finished it. But for now, let's just see as to what their characteristics are so we can actually get a full understanding of their skill set. And let's see what Whiz and Bang and Whiz and Boomstick has for us. Haha!
The great philosopher Plato once said, "The measure of a man is what he does with power."
But to these guys, power is the measure of a man.
Sephiroth, the fearsome one-winged angel of Final Fantasy.
And Virgil, the half-demon son of Sparta from Devil May Cry. He's Whiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Nice, they're going with 3D animations this time.
Through the millennia, legends were passed of a source of unlimited energy, the Promised Land. Unfortunately, all hope of finding this sacred ground had been lost, until the Shinra Electric Power Company excavated the remains of a being believed to hail from the very land they sought.
They called this weird, naked purple lady Genova and thought that if they could bring her back to life, she could help them find the Promised Land. But apparently, they just didn't have any Phoenix Downs.
If they couldn't resurrect a being who could lead them to the Promised Land, Shinra decided they would simply create their own. After many experiments infusing Genova's cells with those of a human's, they finally found their savior. His name was Sephiroth.
Savior or Doomsday? Oh yes, the infamous
With hair
Sephiroth
like
music.
that, it's no wonder he was created in a lab. Look at how majestic that mane is.
According to Final Fantasy lore, Sephiroth has to use an entire bottle of shampoo and conditioner every single time he bathes.
Why
That's
do
gotta
you
suck.
know that? Did you join his fan club or something?
For research. But Shinra wasn't interested in Sephiroth for his hair. Instead, he was an essential part of their soldier program.
Wait, this electric company has their own private military? I'd hate to miss a payment with those guys, especially if they
Yeah,
sent
right.
Seth after me. I mean, look at the ridiculously long sword he keeps with him. That's his Masamune. This 7'2" behemoth of a blade is a lot like the Nodachi sword.
It's a
they used
really
back in
long
feudal
sword.
Japan. But instead of wielding something long with two hands like those, Sephiroth only needs one.
Even that speaks nothing of his effectiveness as a warrior.
Yeah, you know when people spread legends of someone, they usually make him out to be even better than he really is? It's the total opposite with Sephiroth.
With his
They're
superhuman speed,
underestimating
strength,
it.
and durability, Sephiroth was instrumental in ensuring Shinra's victory in the Wutai War, conquering the last free nation on the planet. He returned home a legend.
But all those warm, fuzzy feelings of victory didn't last long.
Nope.
While on a mission to the town of Nibelheim, Sephiroth found a bunch of books on the Genova project. That's when he discovered he was a secret science project the whole time.
The
Yep.
truth crushed Sephiroth and drove him mad. In a rage, he annihilated Nibelheim, but was stopped by a mercenary named Cloud Strife. Sephiroth was impaled by the Buster Sword and fell to his death.
Oh, well, that's disappointing. Which is what I would have said if Sephiroth hadn't dropped into a hole in the ground that led him to the giant Windows screensaver called the life stream.
The life stream is a
Giant
buried
screensaver.
river of energy which basically maintains life across the planet. Normally, merging with the life stream is the equivalent of entering the afterlife, but not for Sephiroth.
Instead, he absorbed
This is
it.
where things get weird, so buckle up. Still conscious, Sephiroth's essence floated through the life stream for years until he absorbed enough energy to rebuild his body. With the energy of the life stream, he can control other beings with Genova's cells.
Oh,
Including
great.
the corpse of Genova, who he manipulated like a puppet and disguised as himself.
Oh, what the hell? That's his mom? Who would do that to their own mom? I mean, I know she's a genocidal alien monster, but come on. Probably makes a good breakfast.
But Sephiroth's
It's just
descent into the
makes a
life
good
stream
breakfast.
offered him even more. It transformed him from a mere super soldier into the most dangerous being on the planet. He's strong enough to throw a man hundreds of feet skyward, move at supersonic speeds, and withstand brutal stab wounds through vital organs.
He's got illusion powers that can trick people by creating an entirely fake scenario. He can lift people with his mind, including himself, and then he can just fly. That's how it works, right?
Additionally, Sephiroth can cast magic thanks to his on-hand materia.
Yeah,
materia is
materia.
crystallized life energy which grants different powers according to the type of materia used.
This lets Sephi attack with fire, lightning, ice, and earth-based magic. He can block attacks with barrier and reflect, and heal himself with cure and regen. And ever since jumping into the life stream, he's had unlimited access to his magical powers.
Oh, yeah.
With his new godlike abilities, Sephiroth began a plan to stop mankind from drying up the planet's life force.
That doesn't sound so scary. Does that mean he's an environmentalist, or...?
But to do this, he decided to use black materia to summon a giant meteor to destroy the planet and absorb all of its life energy for himself.
So, like, an opposite environmentalist. A planet vampire. I mean, we're
Pretty
talking about
much.
a guy who kicked a dude through solid concrete, murdered the crap out of a 30-foot serpent with a spike through the face, and tanked a dragon's flamethrower attack without even getting a teensy bit hurt.
A particularly impressive feat considering this attack was capable of one-shotting fellow soldier Zack Fair.
Wiz, you may need to up your prescription, because that's definitely Cloud.
No, Cloud was just recalling false memories there. It was really Zack. However, it was Cloud who impaled Sephiroth pre-livestream with the Buster Sword.
And holy God, is it huge! It's like 2 feet wide! You'd think a stab from that thing would just cut him in half.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kind of shook it off.
And in his rematch with Cloud, he blocked an attack strong enough to crater the metal around him. Considering the diameter of the crater, the surface area of Sephiroth's feet, and assuming the most likely steel composition, I estimate this attack to equal nearly 1,600 tons of force.
Dear
Sephiroth
gosh.
can use that wicked sword to stab and lift wannabe heroes by their ribcage, slice through skyscrapers, and shoot energy beams that can shred these huge Mako cannons. And from the life stream, Sephi figured out he could create new bodies or even take on other forms.
These forms greatly resemble certain creatures found in Christian and Jewish mythology.
Of course they
He
did.
certainly looks the part when he goes into his ultimate form.
Regardless, Sephiroth does possess a single black wing, a blatant symbol of his fall from grace.
So basically, Final Fantasy does everything it can to not be subtle. Just like Sephiroth's most devastating attack, Supernova, which decimates an entire solar system. Wait, if Zeph is that powerful, how does anyone ever beat him?
Don't get the wrong idea here. There's a lot of debate over how Supernova actually works, but I think it's pretty clear that Sephiroth isn't creating the explosion himself. Rather, he's transporting his foes to a specific point in time within an alternate dimension.
Careful, Wiz, don't sell him short.
Just look at it. When he uses the attack, reality literally crumbles away like glass. This is identical to the animation for certain summoned creatures. According to the official Crisis Core Complete Guide, summons draw their targets into their own space in order to attack, and this is no different. In the Dissidia fighting games, Sephiroth goes for the simple approach and opens a dimensional hole to the explosion. The attack is even described as sending destruction even into other dimensions. And if he could summon planet-busting meteors at will, why did he go through so much trouble to get the black materia, which literally summons meteors?
That would explain why the supernova doesn't hurt him. He's not really there, just using those illusion powers of his. With all these powers, I can't believe Cloud and friends were able to take him down.
He's not invincible, but he's damn powerful.
Yeah,
Ever
very much so.
persistent, Sephiroth departed with a final, chilling promise.
I will
never be a memory.
Why does he sound so bored?
Right? It sounded so bored trying to say that.
2,000 years ago, a great mutiny transpired in the underworld. The demon warrior Sparta rebelled against his evil master, Mundus. To protect the world, Sparta did his best to seal the connection between hell and earth.
But then Sparta got lonely. Or maybe it was just a sausage fest in there. Either way, he snuck out of hell long enough to knock up this chick named Eva. And she popped out a couple of awesome demon slayers. Nice choice.
You may remember the younger of the two, Dante.
Dante.
Oh yeah, he fought that witch chick with the hair.
Probably
But
the best
eldest
animation
and
I saw.
potentially
It was
deadliest
a
brother was the one and only Virgil.
Virgil and Dante were rivals from birth. Dante was a goofball. Virgil was serious. Dante hated his being a demon, and Virgil loved it. It's that classic odd couple scenario.
But
Kinda
then
like-
one fateful day, in an act of vengeance against the late Sparta, a
no
group of
outwards.
rogue demons separated the two brothers and killed their mother.
Oh, dang.
Virgil was believed to be dead. But in reality, Virgil survived and set out on his own path to seek his father's immense power for himself.
And he's 100% equipped to be a butt-kicking demon slayer just like his pops. As a half-demon, Virgil can jump several times his own height, move at supersonic speeds, and heal himself quickly, kind of like that Wolverine guy. He can tough out getting stabbed through the lungs, intestines, the heart, body parts I'm pretty sure most people need.
Yeah.
My experiment has anything to say about it.
You say something, Wiz?
Not
I
if
said
my
not
experiment.
if Virgil's abilities have anything to say about it.
Well, sadly, for any human demon or human demon who gets in his way, Virgil also happens to carry some extra deadly weapons on hand, including a spiffy katana called Tomato.
Yamato.
It's said that this sword can cut through anything, even dimensions, and probably tomatoes. Actually, Yamato is the exact thing Sparta used to seal hell from Earth in the first place.
Oh,
Virgil's
okay then.
sword fighting prowess draws from his Dark Slayer fighting style, which emphasizes teleportation, lightning quick movements, and even quicker slashes straight from the sheath. This technique is directly influenced by Iai Jutsu, the real-life Japanese art of the quick draw. And thanks to Virgil's demonic powers, he can attack so fast the blade seems invisible.
Yeah, the only thing better than fighting with one sword is fighting with 8. With Virgil's ghostly summoned swords, he can turn himself into a living Beyblade, fire them like a machine gun, or make it rain.
Make it right.
Blades may be Virgil's bread and butter, but if he needs to focus on brute strength, he switches to Beowulf.
He can charge up, blink of an eye.
Of course it would
punches
be
and kicks
Beowulf.
that hit like a cement truck made of lead and KO some of the toughest demons in just a few hits.
He seems like a glass cannon
like
type
he
of
did
character.
Street Fighter.
Speedster
There's
mainly.
one more trick up Virgil's sleeve. Thanks to his demon blood, he can access a form known as Devil Trigger. And this mode amplifies everything.
His strength,
Dang.
speed, and healing all get a huge boost, making him several times deadlier than before. Plus, he just looks badass.
He looks
And
like he
his
got a
quest
big ass
become as
wig.
powerful as his father, Virgil's abilities skyrocketed. He's taken down dozens of demons in the blink of an eye, and escaped an illusion from the sorcerer Arkham, which makes normal people go crazy.
But if anything's gonna show off what a son of Sparta can really do, it's pitting him against his bro.
Yeah,
Sure,
right.
Virgil can easily avoid Dante's bullets, but why dodge them when you can spin your sword, line them all up, and fire them back? Like a boss.
In
Wow.
the same battle, they briefly created a 12-foot diameter open space in a heavy rainstorm with nothing but their sword swings. On average, storms can fill a cubic foot space with as many as 30 raindrops. So, Virgil and Dante must have destroyed 108,000 raindrops in less than a second.
If Virgil can swing his sword that fast, I bet he'd make a killing mowing lawns, or chopping meat at the deli, or giving haircuts, or doing that thing where he chops bad guys to pieces so fast they don't even realize they're dead yet. Like when he fought Beowulf. The monster, not the weapon. And then he punched him so hard he flew 55 feet up and hit the ceiling.
When comparing Beowulf's size to Virgil, he appears to be as large as an elephant. Given what's available, this seems like our best measure of Virgil's strength, but there is one issue. The Devil May Cry series makes frequent use of slow motion to depict the absurdity of these characters, and this could be a similar case.
So let's look at another slow-mo feat, the rainstorm fight.
At one point, the rain freezes in place for about 2.5 seconds as Virgil and Dante keep moving, indicating a 14,000
Oh my gosh!
speed increase
They're moving
in
that
real
fast?
time. Applying the same degree to the Beowulf punch gives us an acceleration speed of about 4,882 feet per second.
Gosh!
With that in mind, we can apply our previous data to deduce the maximum height sand ceiling, and determine Virgil's striking strength to be nearly 720 million newtons of force.
Good
That's
lord.
a lot.
It matches Virgil's incredible toughness, too.
We already mentioned his super healing factor, but it's even more overpowered than you think. Virgil once got completely cut in half, but healed so fast that it's impossible to even notice.
And his regeneration ability can be worn down.
Yeah, that's how this weird jester guy beat him.
But it takes a lot to pull off, and Virgil can always just use Yamato to hop through dimensions to get away if he wants.
Sadly, Virgil never got to rule the demon realm like he wanted.
Instead, the Demon King Mundus permanently transformed Virgil into his puppet, irreversibly manipulating his mind in the process.
Oh,
And then Dante
man.
kind of, exploded him. But one or two losses against someone who's basically goddamn Satan hardly makes him a weakling.
Hell and Earth trembles before the power of Virgil.
Yeah, I see that.
Prince.
So, forget glass cannon. I mean,
My father did it. I should be able to do it too.
alright, so the characteristics I was originally stating about how Virgil being a glass cannon may not be quite so accurate, but it definitely seems like he focuses efforts on quick, speedy strikes than anything else, and high power, just fast, powerful attacks is mainly what he focuses on. He doesn't really have that much to aspect in terms of defense. That being said, he's still pretty tough. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but I'm thinking it's going to be one way in particular. Let's see if my hunch is right.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
Let's end it once and for all without some commercials, because unfortunately I'm not sponsored by these guys.
Blue Apron, a better way to cook.
But right now, it's time for a death battle!
Alright, here we go. Death battle. Virgil and Sephiroth. Well, he appeared out of nowhere. Him and his super long sword.
Powerful. I can see it.
Who are you?
Your despair.
He's pretty quick, that's for sure. But how well can he handle against the magic that he wields? Teleporting. Oh, he switched weapons already? Wow, okay. Dang! Sephiroth has got him a little bit.
Okay, you're strong. But are you fast enough? Don't move.
Don't move. That's pretty insane.
I suppose it can't be helped.
Talk about unfair.
They're fake.
Yep.
Stop wasting my time.
He was able to see through the illusions.
You're going down.
Nice utilization of the 8 blades.
Behold the truth.
What is that?
Supernova. It pierced the fabric of our dimension, so I cast an illusion to disguise this. Witness oblivion.
Ouch!
I'm free. So you are.
Yep, that's about what I thought.
Extra crispy.
These two were extremely powerful swordsmen, but Sephiroth's cunning and stronger abilities led to his victory.
Wait a minute, I thought the lore said Virgil's sword could cut through anything. Why didn't it cut through Sephiroth's sword?
Yamato was a unique weapon, but its legend clearly exaggerated. On multiple occasions, it's clashed with Dante's blade and even a common rocket launcher without cutting through either, and sometimes requires an exuberant amount of force to cut through tougher material. But let's discuss the real facts.
Like strength. So Virgil with Beowulf could do 720 million newtons, right? But there aren't a lot of good Sephi strength feats to compare.
First, let's compare Sephiroth to a fellow first-class member of the soldier fighting force, who had also been experimented on with Genova cells, Zack Fair.
Remember him? He's the Knot Cloud guy who fought that dragon.
At his peak, Zack could cut through a large metal door with one swing, seemingly with most of his strength. Given the size and width of the door, this feat's sheer strength comes out to 980 million newtons.
And Seph was way stronger than Zack.
Oh, jeez.
In fact, if we look at their strength stats when they fought that dragon, Sephiroth was 3.5 times stronger than Zack.
Putting Sephiroth's strength output at over 3 billion newtons. That's almost as much force as 30 Hiroshima bombs.
Strength isn't everything, though. Virgil was technically faster than Sephi, but
Yep.
Sephiroth has handled people of similar speeds before. Plus, Sephiroth could survive plenty of hits because his healing power is broken.
The capabilities of Virgil's
Yeah.
healing factor was nearly unprecedented, but it had its limits.
Unfortunately.
In contrast, Sephiroth's healing abilities were only limited by his pool of magic, which was unlimited.
Well, he also had to take some time to cast each healing spell, but that's why he distracted Virgil with his
With illusions,
We
yeah.
know Virgil was susceptible to illusionary and mental attacks, as it's happened to him multiple times and even led to his in-canon demise.
And Sephiroth's illusions could hide his ultimate technique. Yeah, Virgil's healing was pretty awesome, but it was never gonna hold up under an exploding sun to the face.
Virgil put up a good fight, but he couldn't match Sephiroth's superior strength, magic, and techniques.
Looks like
Mainly
this
the
deck
magic is
right
my
for the
aspect.
last time.
The winner is Sephiroth.
Yeah, and that's about what I was expecting too. Sephiroth seemed like he was practically, in comparison towards Virgil, he seemed like he was far more powerful. Like, basically, he had the aspects of a god in comparison. It made it seem like it was way too ridiculous of a feat for Virgil to be able to truly compare against Sephiroth. There's always certain factors that you have to take into account, and these guys usually hold a lot of stuff back before they actually showcase how much of a difference there is in the strength of one or the other. And I gotta admit, they do a pretty good job of hiding the facts, but it's always there that you have to suspect the situation. Try to analyze it yourself. And when I was able to see the comparable abilities between Sephiroth and Virgil, it was rather obvious to me. Because unfortunately, Sephiroth had very, very godlike powers in comparison. And it was basically the whole situation of like heaven and hell kind of face-off kind of deal. You know, falling from grace and whatnot. It was basically straight up that Sephiroth was going to win the battle. It seemed like a complete landslide. Okay, well apparently it seems like Season 5 is going to have to hold off until next year. It's not going to start until February 5th. So we got some time to wait before the next death battle actually happens. Well, it's been a good run so far. Either way, the situation was pretty good. I like these death battles from Wiz and Boomstick. They are really well analyzed, really well calculated, and I really enjoy just not only hearing the comparable differences, but seeing the animated fight that they create between the two characters. They even did Ninja Turtles and who was the strongest out of them, and then they pitted the strongest Ninja Turtle against another character. I'm not quite sure who it was or where it came from. But anyways, I really like what these guys do. If you guys like them, you can go ahead and check them out. But as for me, I'm going to have to end the video here. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Leave a comment in the section below. Check out the Discord channel. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care, saviors!